Hello, I'm Robert Letty from the Vocalist Studio International, and I want to talk to you students of singing. Those of you that are surfing YouTube and looking to find answers, looking to find vocal tips, and trying to find a way to learn how to sing a little bit better. I want to thank you for watching my videos and encourage you to watch more of the TVS videos here at our channel. This particular lecture demonstration is about onsets and sirens. Onsets and sirens are key to building a great, powerful, coordinated voice. If you want to build and train a singing voice that is a high-performance phonation machine, then I highly advise that you learn what onsets are and you learn how to put them on the move with sirens. At the Vocalist Studio, we train a lot of onsets and a lot of sirens. It's a big part of our methodology. So let's get to it. What is an onset? Well, onset is just fancy voice lesson talk for the start, the beginning. So an onset is that first second or half a second of sound or phonation that we make when we're singing. So it would be an onset. Me. Okay? That's it. It's just the beginning. Now, an onset can be fantastic or it can be bad. It doesn't change the fact that it's still the beginning. But here's the key. Here's the lesson and why onsets are important. If the onset is good, if the technical components that are inside that onset that make up that sound are good, balanced, have great formant tuning, have proper vocal fold compression, a good embouchure position, a nice vowel, other technical components that you'll learn about in the 4 pillars of singing. If all of those technical components are balanced and calibrated and tuned together, then the vocal workout, the training, the phonation, and the singing that follows will inherit the value and the quality, integrity, balance, and tuning of that onset. On the other hand, if the onset is bad, if the technical components inside your onset package have problems, if the tuning isn't right, if you're not getting vocal fold compression, you don't have an open embouchure, your vowel is the wrong vowel, any of these physiological and acoustic technical components that you'll learn more about in TVS training, if they are not balanced and calibrated properly, then the phonation that follows, everything that follows, be it a workout or singing, will have problems. It will inherit those problems. So onsets are super important. We care a lot about the onset. In fact, in TVS, we actually will train you how to master 8 specialized onsets. These are unique onsets that you use to isolate certain muscle strengthening and certain muscle coordination movements. You will use these specialized onsets to troubleshoot problems in your singing as well. It's a really great technique. It's a fantastic idea, and I hope that you will take time to learn more about it in the 4 pillars of singing. But at the moment, let me just work with you on one particular onset that we use all the time here in TVS. One of our 8 specialized onsets is called the quack and release onset. It has a little bit of a funny name, but that's because the quack and release onset is characterized by quack vocal mode. Now, quack vocal mode is one of our 8 physiological modes that we use in TVS, and it is characterized by a hypercompression of the glottis. Now, what that means is the vocal folds are compressed very much, a hypercompression of the vocal folds. In fact, they're compressed so much you wouldn't use it for singing, all right? But the fact that we get that strong hypercompression in quack vocal mode means that we can use it for resistance training. We use quack vocal mode in TVS to help build strength and coordination for building vocal fold closure so that your phonations are not windy. So when you sing, you're not windy, okay? So we have a vocal mode called quack mode, characterized by a hypercompression of the vocal folds. It's not used in singing because you sound like a duck when you do it, but it is used in TVS training because it builds great strength, and we use it for resistance training. Now then, back to our quack and release onset. Our quack and release onset has a workflow. Training workflows are another thing that you'll learn about in TVS. A training workflow just simply is the sequential steps of any process. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, Step 4. If we break up this quack and release onset into individual steps, workflow components, and then train that sequential work step sequence, you will build an amazing coordination and strength for your onset, which gives you an amazing onset, which will give you amazing phonations and the ability to sing. So then, the quack and release onset that I'm going to teach you right now is comprised of 6 steps, 6 sequential steps when you practice it. The first step is pretty simple. It's kind of a give me. It's a bluebird in the lap, as we say, is pitch. Okay? Everything needs a pitch. So we're assuming that you have to be able to match the pitch. Ah, great. I get an A for matching pitch. The second component in the quack and release workflow is respiration. I have pitch, which is an acoustic component of my onset package, and the second component is respiration. That is a physiological component, technical component in my onset package. I have to blow wind. That's a no-brainer. That's just as obvious as pitch because of the singing voice is a wind instrument. We have to blow wind to play it. The third position, the third component in our quack and release workflow is resonant tracking. Resonant tracking. This is resonant tracking. Okay? Or more formally known as a semi-occluded phonation. Now, with resonant tracking, you're going to put your lips together in a slight smirky smirk, and you're going to buzz. Don't hum. It's important that your resonant tracking doesn't do this. It's not a windy, woofy thing at all. In fact, it's buzzy, and you should feel a little bit of resonant energy at the touch point. That is to say, on your lips, you're going to feel a little bit of a vibration, a little bit of a tickle, and it's a little bit nasal as well. Now, don't freak out. I'm not going to teach you how to sing through your nose or how to sing nasal. It has nothing to do with singing and sounding nasal when you're singing. So let's do this again. I have 3 steps in my quack and release onset. First step is pitch. Second step is I'm going to blow wind. I need respiration. Those are easy. The third step is I'm going to modify into the semi-occluded phonation, or otherwise known as resonant tracking or buzzing, into the nasal consonant M. I won't hum it, I will buzz it. You will get vibration and tickle and resonant energy in your lips. Be sure to put your lips in a little bit of a smile, smirky smirk position. Again. Okay, when I do that, I feel a little bit of a tickle in my lips. Position number 4 in the quack and release onset. This is where we bring in the quack, okay? So check this out. It's pretty exotic. It's a little bit strange. What I'm going to do is I'm going to modify to a high and tight, hyper compressed, quacky me. All right? It's a little strange, but check this out. So the fourth step in my quack and release workflow sequence is modification to quack vocal mode. Here's where we see the quack vocal mode emerging in this onset. I'll do it again. Just go very horizontal on your lips, lots of teeth, and it's a highly compressed, quacky me. Listen one more time. The thinner you can make that quack and release me, the better. The more surgical or laser-like you can make it, the better it's going to serve you. Now, don't freak out. This sound, this quacky sound, me, it's not something we use in singing. It doesn't sound beautiful. But what it is it's a contraction of certain musculature inside your larynx that's building strength and bringing your vocal folds together so that when we eventually release here in this onset into the singing voice, you have good, strong, stable compression of the vocal folds. Now, the next step in the quack and release onset is you will shape your embouchure. If you look elsewhere on my YouTube channel, you'll see a video regarding the embouchure. Now, embouchure is fancy French for basically this. Okay, how we shape our jaw, our teeth, our lips, our tongue. It's the outside visual, facial, physiological components of our formant. All right? So then, I will shape my embouchure into a horizontal embouchure, and there are a couple details in the horizontal embouchure that we need to remember. Number one, you're going to drop your jaw. You got to drop your jaw. Number two, you want to show your canines, bite, lift the upper lip and upper lip, and show a bite. Okay, and three, put the tip of your tongue against the back of the bottom teeth and assume the leveraged tongue position. The quack and release onset, step number 5, we will move into the embouchure. I will drop my jaw, bite, bring my tongue forward, and I will sing through the preferred training vowel, E-H, A as in eggs. Those are the first 5 steps of your quack and release workflow, onset workflow sequence.